Sophia Harris here, Lau Global Consulting, Chief Consultant. Wanting to touch base with you quickly today to discuss something that has been drawing a lot of debate in the media globally. Let's talk briefly about skills gap, bridging the skills divide nationwide within our own companies, institutions, and globally, and the modern recruitment strategy, modern work practices. So let's tackle these one or two at a time. There is a debate going on globally right now, hot topic about recruitment strategy and the skills gap. Our youth today, and even us as adults, up in age, not having the skill sets, the requisite skill sets for the job and the roles of the future. They say we are now in the information and technology digital transformation age, the age of technological advancement where you need to have an understanding of technology and digital business practices, digital strategy, and to recruit in a way that you're skilling, you're having the requisite skills within your organization to compete effectively globally. So I have been following the tech companies, the big ones, Alphabet / Google, Facebook / Meta, and Apple, all of the big giants for a long time. My MBA is in ecommerce and marketing. So I have always had an interest and always studied and pursued studies in the digital and technology field and in the marketing field, alongside running and building businesses for 20 plus years. So I understand how everything fits together in order to build your business. And so this discussion about recruitment and how you recruit is very interesting to me. And what really propelled my interest for me to investigate it further was in 2020 when Google launched their initiative, although they were hinting and messing about in the space of training and skills development from before, a few years previously. They launched in 2020 this huge initiative to launch these Google Career Professional Certificates for people who wanted to work in their organization. And they formed strategic alliances with other companies to offer these certificate courses, which they equate, now get this, they equate these professional certificates to a 4-year degree. They're saying you don't need a degree to work at Google. And if the partners that they align themselves with, like Walmart and a lot of big players who have partnered with Google in accepting people who are trained using these professional career certificates, they're saying we don't need you to have a degree also. This is game-changing, folks. This is a pivotal moment, and this was along the onset of the pandemic and has been on a slow growth trajectory, changing mindsets of not only recruiters, but of our millennials and Generation X's, Generation Z's, and even for some of us who have our MBA and our BSCs, to say, boy, I'm going to do some of these courses because they're highly valued, they're recognized, and let me tell you, some of them are rigorous. I did an Inter-American Development Bank course, which was about promotion agencies for nations. So like a JAMPRO, the strategy that they use to attract international investment. I got that certification recently, and I immediately, and I roped in a member of my team so that my team would go on this development journey with me. And we did this Google Professional Certificate course, which was rigorous. It was rigorous. And you really had to buckle down and pay attention. And I feel so accomplished having done it, and I can understand now why it gives you the skills you need for the digital world, to work in the digital economy, to work in modern businesses, and prepares you for the jobs and the roles of today and tomorrow. It opened my eyes. I recommend everyone do these MOOCs. They're online free courses. Some of them you have to pay for. The Google one I had to pay for. Attend the global conferences like me and my team do. Really work on professional development. Be in a constant state of learning. That's what we call a growth mindset. You don't know it all, and you never will. And the tech field and the digital space is growing and iterating so rapidly, you will never ever get a full grasp of the metrics you should be tracking, how to track performance, the data that you'll be able to get. The only thing that may remain consistent is your strategy, your mission, your vision, your objectives. But the minor tactics and the specific marketing or business development objectives will shift. Your approach may shift. Pivoting is still happening in 2022. And being a state of learning, since the onset of the pandemic, when I was stuck at home and launching my business, I did a number of courses in every area my business was going to be offering consulting services in. My team and I already had the expertise, but we did believe in constantly growing, developing, and building our skill set. This is how you compete. I've done 30 online courses in the last 2 years, a year and a half, since 2020 March. And I recommend everyone do at least one a year. Develop yourself, be competitive, don't get left behind. So that is that's the skills portion of the discussion. I'm going to read for you an excerpt from an article when Google launched in 2020, and this was from their Vice President of Global Affairs. He says here in this INC article, college degrees are out of reach for many Americans. And this applies across the globe, especially during recession, inflation, economic uncertainty. Not everyone can afford a degree. Lots of people don't want to take on that debt, especially when you have the mass resignations. People are trying to go out and do their own thing, freelance, become entrepreneurs, go into entrepreneurship. They don't want to be bogged down with student debt, especially if recruiters are not looking at degrees the same way. And I can tell you personally, had I not already gotten my BSc and MBA, I don't know if I would have pursued that path moving forward. You know, I don't know. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I like the approach that I've taken because I have a wide variety of qualifications and I work very hard at it. And I had to work hard at my MBA and my BSc, very, very hard, you know. But who knows what I would do now? Things are changing and things probably will be different next year as well. So this is what he said. College degrees are out of reach for many Americans, and you shouldn't need a college diploma to have economic security. This is what I'm saying. Profound. You shouldn't need a college degree to have economic security and to be able to provide for your families, to feed your children, to be able to educate them and to be able to pay your bills. Inflation, you know, is affecting the world. You shouldn't need that. And he goes on to say, we need new accessible job training solutions. We need new accessible job training solutions, from enhanced vocational programs to online education to help America recover and rebuild. This applies to every nation across the world. I believe that this is the future. Prepare yourselves and your children for the path to prosperity, to viability, to a profitable lifestyle, to creating generational wealth. We talk about financial literacy being a big issue, but also preparing your children with teaching them that there are many ways to achieve their vision and to achieve their goals. It doesn't have to be a degree. It doesn't have to be working for someone else. It doesn't even have to be starting your own business. You must chart your own path. But open your minds and open the minds of the people around you to realize that the dynamics are shifting and we must adapt or be left behind. We must pivot, we must adjust, and we must be flexible and open-minded. This, I think, is game-changing, and I believe that we must acknowledge that things are different now and adjust to it. Now let me move to the final section, which was recruitment. Recruitment strategy. Google has its own where it's very rigorous. It's about 8 different stages of recruitment. But like I said, their requirements are more about fit for the role, skill set, and appropriateness of the skills for the role, right? So And I think they also test for mindset and those kind of things. I've been telling Jamaican clients of mine, clients that I have here that come to me for coaching or for consultancy services, hire and recruit for mindset, trainability, attitude, and skill sets that fit the role. And you must provide, and doing my Six Sigma efficient production processes and operational processes course a year ago, I remember saying to people that you must provide protocols and processes and systems to support your staff members in achieving department goals and not giving individual KPIs, because that leads to competitive behavior and sometimes cheating when people have to meet quotas in order to get paid to make a living. It's not aligned with creating a culture and an organizational, an operational environment that encourages maximum productivity. It leads to all kinds of distortions of information, with people trying to present the right numbers to get paid and not present the reality. Doesn't motivate them either, because they feel like they're always falling behind and they're set up for failure. The systems, resources must support the department achieving goals and not the individual. And you're recruiting people who have the right skill sets, attitude, mindset, and behaviors that fit the culture and fit the role. So it starts with the role and the culture. And always remember, and I'm going to close on this note, the people that you hire, especially as a startup, are co-founders of your business culture. And the ones that you hire as an ongoing concern, as a going concern, are going to contribute to your organizational culture. So if you have a culture issue, chances are you have a staffing, recruitment, mindset, and fit issue. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try and do a couple more videos today before my meeting, and I really appreciate your partnership and joining us, LGC, on this art journey. Thank you so much.